Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Chatting with Coach Amy. Today, I have Linda with me. She has done buds and she's in blooms, and I can't wait for y'all to hear your story. Can you introduce yourself for us, Linda?
Hi, I'm a mom and a wife, a mom to five. I have,
Five kids? You
yes,
look like
five.
a baby. You're so
Thank you.
beautiful and young. I love it. Are they
Thank
like,
you.
are they quints and you had them all at once?
No, 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 no. I've had five C-sections with good spacing in between them.
Good gracious,
Yeah,
girl.
yeah. It's time to take care of me now. Um,
Yes.
my oldest daughter is 14. My youngest is 6 months now.
Oh,
And I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I'm not sure what else it's. Oh, I live way up north in Canada.
yes.
And
Yes.
which I love, but the only thing I don't love is that I can't order THM products here.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
really
A bummer.
disappointing.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, just put this powder in there, and you're like, oh, I can't
Yeah, yeah.
get it.
And THM
Oh,
stevia is so good compared to other
yeah,
stevia I've had. But
yes.
yeah, and I guess I learned about THM in 2013, way back. How many years is that? I don't know. But anyway, uh, I didn't really commit to THM then for life, not as a lifestyle like they intended to
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
But I just wanted to lose a few pounds after having baby number two. And then by the time baby number four came, I realized that just wasn't working for me. I couldn't just be on and off of Trim Healthy Mama. I had depression, I had relationship issues, like nothing was feeling satisfied, nothing in my life. I felt like my relationship with the Lord, my relationship with my husband, with my kids, none of it was going the way I wanted it to. And I think that's maybe that's just how it is with depression. I'm not sure, but
Right.
I was still very, very fully functioning. Like I would get up every day and cook meals for my family and um, join the activities and things, but just wasn't satisfied. Nothing was fulfilling. And all of that changed when I was able to surrender my food and my maybe it's just my food journey, the whole thing together. Just when I was able to surrender that to the Lord and say, okay, you can have this too. Like I really didn't want to. I thought it was just too hard. And I think that was 2019 or 2020 maybe. That was when I had my fourth baby, and then that was my lowest point. And then I decided I needed to work on myself. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And so that's when Trim Healthy Mama really became um, more focused for me.
Yeah. It sounds like a lifeline. It's THC saved my life. I don't know if you feel that about it. Oh my
I
gosh.
definitely feel like that about it.
Woo,
Yes, definitely.
mercy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome. So in 2020, when all that changed, how did you begin to view THM as opposed to how you viewed it in the beginning?
Well, it was definitely I wanted it for to be able to function well. It
Yeah.
was my goal completely changed from losing weight. At that point, I think my goal was to lose about 50 pounds, which I'm already a little bit past that now. But um, it just didn't seem attainable to lose a little bit more than that. But the weight loss now is really secondary. I
Yeah.
wanted to be a fully functioning mom and a wife to my husband and kids, and not just to them, but also to extended family and to friends. And like
Sure.
I wanted to be a healthy person on the inside again, mentally
Uh,
especially.
that's
But
good.
I was always so tired, just so tired. Everybody knew that. All my kids, they would say, "Oh, mom is just always tired,"
Yep.
and I'm getting emotional.
Yeah.
I didn't want them to think of me like that. I didn't
Right.
want them to remember me like that. And it was just very slow, gradual steps of
Oh,
uh, changing my mind, really. It's the verse in Romans 12, I think it's verses 1 and 2, about being transformed by the renewing of your mind. And that transformation was not just on the inside. It was completely changing me on the outside as well,
yeah.
which was so good. So good. Praise
Yeah.
the Lord for that.
Yeah. That's so good. My goodness. Whenever I start buds, I don't know if you remember, and I might not have said this in yours. Which buds did you do?
I did this spring.
Spring buds. Oh, you're a new baby. You're a new one.
Yeah.
So, I talk about, ditch the scale,
Yes.
trust me, trust the plan. I do all that intentionally. And sometimes I say, if you're here to lose weight, you're not going to make it. And that
Yeah.
hurts. Did I say that? I don't always say it, but it hurts people's feelings really bad. And I
Hmm.
don't say it to hurt their feelings. I say it to, similar to you, renew their mind, change the way they're thinking about this THM thing that was not intended for a get skinny quick. It was intended for a lifestyle change to support your body to live abundantly like you're doing. I mean, that's a great sentence, because
Yeah.
it's the way that they intended it, And so you've been doing this going on 4 years solid, and like you look so young. Like, do your before and after, do you look younger than your before, even though you were so much younger then?
I don't know if I look younger, but I definitely look smaller.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I had so much inflammation in my face when I started. I don't know if you've seen I mean, it's crazy to me.
Yeah.
And people always ask me, like, how do you look so young? Where's your fountain of youth? And I'm like, Trim Healthy Mama, very little sugar for 7.5 years. And they're like, oh, I can't do that. What would you
Mhm.
say to somebody that would say that to you?
I I don't know. Not everyone is a believer, but for me, I would say no, I can't either.
Amen.
It it is totally the Lord's doing. And every time I think all I need is just some boundaries and I just need these structures and you talk about guardrails and stuff,
Yep.
which are great things and I think we need those. But all those things don't help me when I'm not relying on him.
Yep.
It's just he is my strength and I think this food journey actually one of the purposes is for him for me to realize how much I need him. It
Yeah.
continually keeps bringing me back to him. Like I still have so much growth to do and um just knowing I can't do it and he's the one who's going to do it is actually quite relieving
Yeah,
because
for sure. It takes the burden off of me. And
yeah,
that's what he wants us to do in all areas of our life. But
yeah,
our culture, Canada or Southwest Mississippi, our culture is to do it. You just do it on your own. Like, why
yeah,
would you ask God to help you change your food? That's so stupid. No, it's not. It makes the
no,
most sense in the world,
yes,
because if I'm eating what we call off plan food, I'm not supporting my body, which means I can't do things for him. Like, it
yes.
all flows to me. I can just see that little flow chart, created in my mind. And this is so good. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
So good. So, besides renewing your mind and relying more on God, did you have other people in your life supporting you through this time?
There's nobody that I know personally that follows the Trim Healthy Mama plan.
Okay.
Not not even in my community, but I'm not on social media or I'm not connected virtually with people in my
Yep.
community.
Yep.
And there might be. I've been debating or thinking about, like I should reach out somehow and find out if there's other Trim Healthy Mamas in my community. But my husband has always been supportive of me like making room in the budget for buying things like stevia and gentle sweet and
Yeah.
things like that. And he's always said like, oh, he just loves me the way I am, which is true. And he would never say like, oh, you need to lose weight or anything like that. But he's always supported me in getting healthier, like being mentally healthier. And he has loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
he's now finally to the place where he can see, yes, a food addiction is a real thing.
know.
Like he wasn't sure for a long time. I was sure, but he wasn't. And he can now see, yes, we need to call it an addiction because that's what it really is. That's
Yeah.
been the most supportive thing to me from my husband to be realizing that and supporting me with my healthy choices.
I love that. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
So sweet. You can look in Mighty Networks and see people around you. You can do that. I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
there's a good bit of people in there. I know I've had a few people in Canada, but that doesn't mean they're going to be near you. I understand how ginormous Canada is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's sweet. That's sweet. There's a couple of coaches that live in Canada. Hannah, I can't think of her last name right now. Whoopsie daisy. But anyway, I know Hannah's one of them. She's sweet.
Okay.
I
Okay.
just don't know where. I don't even know where you are specifically, but maybe we can hook you up, or maybe with the podcast we can get you some people.
Yeah. Alberta, Northern Alberta. Anybody finds me, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's so great. So, how did you find Southern and Healthy Coaching being way up there in Canada?
I think so my fifth baby was born in December last year. And then after that, I just knew like sleep deprivation always causes me to throw in the towel to everything, you know? And I just knew I needed to do something different about sleep and about my eating habits. And so I got on social media. I think it was Facebook, maybe. I might have been Facebook where I found you. And then I loved your accent and your personality. It was just so fun. And I was like, I need this girl to be my coach. And I didn't for a while, but then I talked to my husband about it and whatever, and then eventually we agreed, yeah, this would be a good choice. And you were the best choice. I love you.
You're so sweet. Thank you. That means the world to me. It's very weird to hear people say that. And coming up on the conference is coming. It's just like accepting that love and adoration from some people. Truly, it's not lost on me. Like, it means the world to me. Like, Wes, last year when I came home from the conference, of course, I ended the conference with a potty with Serena and Pearl. So when I came home, he was like, "Is your head going to fit through the door?" And I'm like, "Yes, but my heart might not, because it actually feels like it might burst, but it's so amazing to know that God's using me to help change women's lives. And it is one of the most incredible things. Like, just going through my notes, or even like after I do lives in Buds and Blooms, like I come back home and I'm just like so quiet. In the Bible where it says, I'm not comparing myself to Mary, the mother of Jesus, but when Mary, it says, then she pondered these things in her
Yeah.
heart, after Jesus. I do that like almost every week, like talking, especially when it gets especially in Blooms, when it gets so personal and so real. Like, we talk about food addiction, and we talk about intimacy in marriage, and we talk about your why and struggles. Like, it's just so amazing that I get to help people do that. And so, yeah, I was telling a client this morning about how I pray before each morning when I have all these conversations with people. Yesterday, I talked to 16 people, and I mean, it changes from, I don't understand the plan, to life coaching, getting things organized. There's so many things, and I could never do what I do without him. And I love that we're having this dialogue, and where you say, and I can't be on plan without him. That's so, so true. And I think we forget about that so often. Oh, that's some good stuff. I love that. I love that. So let me look at this. So how do you feel like your mental health right now? You feel like it's healed up? Are you still dealing with anything like that?
I want to say that I'm free of it. There's still
And
some times where it kind of wants to creep up a bit.
Sure.
But that's when those guardrails help me, like I know what to do to I need to slow down and take time to be in the word and in relationship with the Lord, and then to incorporate all those boundaries that I have, like keeping on tracking, posting pictures, things like that. Being part of the Southern and Healthy community has helped me a lot, because I don't feel so alone. I don't feel so
Oh,
like
I
I'm
think
strange or different, and maybe I'm wrong because there's no one else like me. That's kind of how I feel when I'm doing it by myself. And so making myself be part of the community is very helpful.
yeah, I'm so happy. This is why I do what I do. Like, I had no idea I had no idea it meant this much to you,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to start crying. That's so good.
Don't
Uh,
worry, I do Time to.
Oh, so, so good. So tell me about how you feed your family. You've got five, right? Five kids?
5 kids, yes.
Kids.
So, I grew up we're kind of like meat and potato people.
Yeah.
And so I do casseroles and skillet meals and things like that occasionally, but my family does not eat on plan. They might eat something that I make that's on plan, but they don't. They just have all the regular stuff.
Yeah.
I'm hoping someday my husband might agree and
Yeah.
we'll change that, but we'll see. And so what I do is if I make potatoes and sausage and green beans, I'll have the sausage and green beans. Or if I make let's say I make chicken and rice and some sort of side vegetable, I'll have the chicken and the vegetables.
Hmm.
Or I'll have chicken breast and I'll in my food prep I like to do quinoa or rice and then cook it and then put it in the freezer so I can just easily
Sure.
pull out one package and thaw that out for myself and things like that. That's I just kind of sub in like that. And
Does it
also
bother your Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say also I love your lives and it's my goal to be cooking with you every Tuesday.
I
So
love it. Oh
that's
my
very
gosh. You can keep up with my crazy self because I hear I go too fast and I'm like, no, but I gotta
oh
get it done.
I don't necessarily make the food that you make.
Yeah.
I plan out what I want to make for the week and
Hey,
then I get my recipes and often it's
fun.
just prepping protein and
Yeah,
I'm just listening to you while I'm doing my thing.
love it. I
Yeah.
love it. That's so good. So is your husband okay with you not eating exactly what they're eating?
Yes, he is now, but it's been multiple years. Like in the beginning, he wasn't quite sure. Like he wanted to feel like we were eating the same stuff, to be enjoying a meal together.
Yep.
And that has changed. He's seen how helpful it was. He's seen how many benefits there were, and it's not just like a vain attempt to look different. It's a deeper meaning. He understands that, and I think that's why he's okay with it.
That's good.
And it still often looks very similar how we eat.
Sure.
It's most Yeah.
You're just eliminating something. I had a
Yeah.
client one time whose husband, I'm going to say old school. They weren't necessarily old, but he has old school mentality about things. And it
Yeah.
just drove him nuts that she was not eating exactly what he was. And I
Mm.
said, I was not trying to be smarty pants. I wasn't. But you know how things just come out of my mouth. And I was like, so when y'all go to a restaurant, do you order the exact same thing that he does? And she went, no, that is gold. And she like, she wrote it down and told him, and he was like, okay, okay,
Yeah.
But they were still having their meal together, and she said, and I've done told him that you say we're supposed to focus on the people around the table, not what's on the table, you know. Oh man, that's so
Yeah.
good. That's so
That,
good.
that reminds me, one of the most helpful things for me has been um, not finding all my satisfaction in my food, like not focusing on the food because it just won't satisfy you all the time.
Oh,
Even when you're
yep.
eating off plan and you think
Mhm.
you're having all these foods that you think will satisfy you, even that leaves you wanting more or something else. And so just eating the food, if it didn't taste good, oh well, it fueled you. That's good. Whatever. Maybe next time it'll be like a yay, happy moment of
Right?
whatever.
Yeah. Me, I never had quinoa before. I'd never had mango. I'd never had brown rice until I found THM. I certainly never had lentil pasta or,
Yeah.
canned chicken, tuna pouches. Oh my gosh, the list can go on and on. And so, yeah, when I first started, like kefir, no, so like using them, and it's just, I was telling somebody, I think today, you practice THM. Have you ever heard of people? I know yoga is not a Christian thing, but they say I'm practicing yoga. I feel like I practice CrossFit. I didn't start out deadlifting 230 pounds.
Yeah.
I started deadlifting a PVC pipe, a plastic pipe, and so you build on it and you get to where you love it. And I'm like, if I see deadlifts on the thing, I get excited because I can lift heavy and um, and so now, like thinking about a sweet potato skillet, normally, I mean, pre THM, I'd have been like, "That's what? Why is that delicious?" And
Yeah.
now I'm like, "Oh," or my Mediterranean lentil salad that I just wrote. I mean, like That is so good.
Yeah.
And so it changes. Sparkling water. I would have never just wanted, I really just wanted sparkling water, man, because there's just not a lot of flavor there, but it changes. And so I just want to encourage everybody with that as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. That's one of the best things that has happened to me, that my taste buds have changed.
Yeah.
But just sitting down with egg roll in a bowl can be so satisfying. And I just sit there. My kids even they've noticed it. My daughter often just kind of laughs at me, but she'll be like, "Really, mom? Like a plate? Like that's so good." Yes, it's
Yes,
so good.
so good. For sure. I did last night. I needed an E for supper. And so I had a half bag of frozen sweet potatoes, a half bag of frozen butternut squash, and I kind of steamed that up in a pan with a lid. And then I had leftover lean spaghetti meat sauce, and I just put that in there, and it was great. It was so good, and I
Yeah.
was happy as I can be.
Yeah.
And one of the girls, they were like, what did you put together?" And my girls are super adventurous and all that. And I told them, they were like, "That sounds pretty good." I'm like, I don't know that I'd ever do it again. It was just just out of, I just needed to do it. So that's so funny. So tell me exactly how you prep.
I will plan my food on Sunday or Saturday. I'll just make a list, kind of a meal for my family list, and then um on Monday I'll get all the meat out that needs to thaw or whatever. And then Tuesday morning I just start cooking.
I love it.
And one of the things that's super helpful too is I cook like you. Like I was gonna make a shake that used cottage cheese. I didn't have cottage cheese. Like I didn't go to the store actually. I
Right.
didn't have cottage. I was like, okay, should I just save that one for later? No, no, no. I'll just use whey protein. Why not? That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, and I make the egg roll in a bowl. Oh, I didn't have soy sauce or liquid aminos. Well, maybe it'll taste good without. And so I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
added spice. It was great. Yeah, I like that you cook like that too.
Yeah. And that blows a lot of people's minds. It really does. And I'm like, girl, that's some freedom right there. It's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's okay. Oh, that's some good stuff. That's some good stuff. So I know you love egg roll in a bowl. What about a shake? Like, what is your favorite shake?
probably the frisky.
Okay. How do you
Yeah.
make it?
I like using cottage cheese for all my shakes instead of the whey, just
Huh?
because it gets less frothy, or the
Right.
whey
Yeah.
sometimes gets
Yeah.
frothy. And I do the cream usually. Sometimes if I want a few pull, I'll just do a teaspoon of cream.
Yeah.
And if not, I'll do more. And then there's the almond milk. Actually, for anybody out there that wants to be kind of budget friendly,
Mhm.
I for almond milk or any kind of nut milk, I just use water. I've
Yeah.
made nut before and it's mostly water.
Yeah.
So I just use water when I don't have that, when it's not been on sale or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then I forget what's all in there. The cocoa powder and
Yeah.
I,
Well, some people make it E with a banana.
right,
Yes.
yeah. No, I don't usually do the banana. I usually do the cream and cocoa powder, just kind of like chocolate ice cream.
Yeah. I love it. That's so cool. So since you're in Canada and you can't get THM products regularly, what do you do to replace those?
I buy things and separately and make them myself. So I'll buy erythritol and xylitol. I'll order it online, and then I can buy it in town too at certain places, but
Yeah.
it's a lot more expensive. And then I just mix up my own gentle sweet, and I mix up my own baking blend and things like that.
Cool.
Right now, I'm trying to find a replacement for stevia because I haven't been able to find the THM stevia for a while. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm. I wish I could send it to you.
I know. I wish that too.
I'm about to be at the cafe, so if you figure out a way, let me know and I'll hook you up.
I wish. That sounds so great. I've been wishing to come to Nashville the whole time.
Oh, I bet. Well, I don't know that I'll make it to Canada for a retreat intensive, but we'll see.
So cool.
We'll see. Jennifer, my best friend Jennifer and Darlene and I have been planning the one that's going to be in Georgia, and they're like, "Where are we going to go next?" And I'm like, "Let me finish the conference. Let me finish this one, and then we'll talk about next year. I need a
Yeah.
break."
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. It's super amazing to see people in real life. Like it is, there's just something about it. And I hear that in your heart with
Yes.
wanting someone near you to see physical person.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I'm so glad that you found the support that you need in Mighty Networks and Blooms. Like that just makes my heart so happy.
Yeah, I would say that has been the last key point for me to sticking to being on plan. I always just thought, you know what, I just have to do this by myself. It's just, why would I need to bother someone else with my issues, you know? And it just, maybe it's pride, maybe it's just that it wasn't readily available. I'm not sure. And I didn't want to spend the money. I was like, no, it doesn't, you don't need to spend money on that. You should just be able to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and be
Yeah.
accountable to yourself, keep promises to yourself, you know. I didn't even know that phrase before I met you, um, but this has just changed everything. It's being in community is just so super important for me. It was the last piece of the puzzle, really.
Oh, that's so awesome. I'm so glad you're here. This is so good. Do you so in Blooms, if everybody you don't know, we have breakthrough groups. Are you in a breakthrough group?
Yes, I am. Yes.
That active and doing good? Because not all of them are.
It's active, it's doing good, but it's not super active.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just recently I didn't know how to I'm a little bit technically challenged, I should say, maybe.
Sure.
I didn't know how to join the Marco Polo for the breakthrough group. And that just recently got shared with me, and then
Good.
I joined that. So I really like that. That's more face
That
to
will
face.
level it up. Are you on the Marco
Yeah.
Polo Sharecast for Blooms?
Yeah,
It's
the
just
one.
me. It's just
Yeah,
me.
just you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That one's fun. I get a little silly sometimes, I'm sure, but like, y'all gotta see this.
I love
Oh, I love it. Is there anything else you wanted to share with us?
I guess my biggest tip for other trim healthy mamas for staying on plan is looking at your mindset, you know, just be intentional about the things that you're thinking about. And I've never really thought of it so much, but being transformed by the renewing of your mind is a very real thing. That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
And I think whether you're a believer or not, checking out your thoughts, like what your thoughts are, what your actions are going to be, you know,
Right.
they're the steps behind your actions. And I guess I also wanted to say I've read a lot of books over the years, and that every time I've read a book about food challenges or becoming free of sugar addiction, things like that, every time I've done that, I've seen lots of progress, which I think is part of renewing my, changing my mind. You know, one of my favorite books, or the first book I read, was Made to Crave by Lisa Turkers.
Yeah.
That really helped. But one of my favorite books was The 40-Day Sugar Fast by Wendy Speak. Really good.
Yeah.
And now I'm reading Satisfied, the one that you have
Yeah.
in here. Yeah,
That was
I
a
love
great study. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That's good. I need to know how old you are.
Let me think. I'm 34. I'm 34.
34. Oh, you look 18. Like I'm being 100% serious. I'm like, is this a teenager up in here? Like, what are we doing?
No.
Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
Awesome. I hope that you celebrate your Trimmiversary well whenever it rolls around, because you should. You have put in the work. I know you have bad days. We all do.
Yeah.
But I can see the joy that you have and the freedom. It just is oozing. So,
Yes.
I'm so proud.
You were talking about one-on-one clients, and a lot of them coming from depression and things like that. I got all teared up. I remembered, yes, that's where I came from. That's how I felt before I started my journey to freedom, and I've just been so thankful as to where I've come now.
Amen. Amen. That's so good. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I know this is going to bless so many people.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. You want to tell them bye?
Yes, bye.
Bye, y'all.